My name is Ludwick, and I am a luthier, which is someone who builds and repairs string instruments. And this is my world, Ludwick's House of Violin. Well, I actually grew up about a mile from where I'm sitting right now. It's called Silver Spring, but it's right on the border of Wheaton. I wanted to be a rock star from day one, and I grew up as a rock and roll little kid from about the age of 5. I remember noodling with instruments. By the time I was 17, I was playing in heavy metal bands, and then living the lifestyle. Anything that goes along with rock music, that was for me. I was living a decadent lifestyle. In 1986, I went to a concert. I went to a Judas Priest concert with my friends. And there was a guy running around the parking lot with a camera. Being in a alcoholic and substance stupor, I started rambling.
I'm a former bass player. I'm inspiration. You're an inspiration of mine. Everybody else, you're rocking.
That documentary was called Heavy Metal Parking Lot, and it became a cult classic movie. My face has been on a mural in Nashville, Tennessee, and my picture was on posters on telephone poles in California, and it was crazy. I did not grow up observant, but I was very proud of my heritage, and a lot of the hard rock guys, being Christian, they would wear these big crosses. And so I said to my folks one time before they went to Israel, I asked them if they would bring me back a gold Jewish star, and my mom did. And so I wore that with a lot of pride. I was known as the Motley Jew. As I got older, I went to visit Israel for the wedding of my nephew. Him and my brother took me on a road trip to the town of Tzfat, and we went to the Oasis Mikvah, which is a very famous holy place over there. I didn't know what a mikvah was. And they had me disrobe and get into this super cold body of water. When it came out, they said, "Oh, you're in trouble now." I said, "What do you mean I'm in trouble?" They said, "Whoever goes into this mikvah becomes observant, becomes religious." And I got really upset, like, how come you didn't tell me that before I went in the water? A year later, I found myself doing more and more as far as observant Judaism. I was starting to eat kosher food, and I stopped working on Saturday, on the Sabbath. And thank God I got sober, and I got drug-free. Breslov Hasidism, it's a very non-judgmental sect of Hasidus. There's a lot of musicians and artists and misfits who are attracted to Breslov. Rebbe Nachman teaches that we have a personal relationship with God. We call Hashem. What you're looking at here is my Oasis. This is a 6,500 gallon koi pond. They're really gorgeous. I'm out here at this pond 10 times a day. I'll work on a violin or a cello. I'll take a break. I come out here, I feed the fish. To talk to Hashem in your own words on a daily basis. And Hashem knows what's in your heart. So we're talking about a total honest dialogue with God. And we do this preferably in a quiet place, in a beautiful place. I sit on the bridge and I talk to God like he's sitting in the seat next to me. It's basically a daily self-assessment. And I talk to God and I tell him, "Hey God, I really blew it today. I got angry, or I said something I shouldn't have, or I was selfish," or whatever is on my mind. If I don't have anything to say, I just try to set the time aside to be one with my Creator and to look at His creations. God has painted a beautiful mural with these colors. So the fish helped me have a connection and reinforce my connection to God. The Levim, the Levites, were musicians in the temple period. So I have the Levite blood going through me. So that's where I feel that's why I have this love of music. Rebbe Nachman of Breslov says that music, especially wordless melodies called nigunim, that it's actually loftier than prayer. When you listen to something from a source of light, then that impacts you. That makes a difference on your whole being. A lyric grounds you. When you have just melody, you can close your eyes and you can transport to many places. I like to float with the music. I like to let it take me other places. Now that I don't have substances to do it, I let the music do that for me. Okay, so I'm just going to glue the seams. Am I putting those old strings back on there? Now I get a lot of violins that come to me from Europe. The bodies are done and I finish the build and I do the varnish work. So I spend a lot of time doing that, and most of my day is doing repair work. To take an old instrument like this, that the voice has been silenced, and to strategically make curves and angles and different projection holes, and to bring that back to life, to bring that voice back, and then to be able to hand it off to the grandkids, and now they have a piece of their grandfather with them again, and it'll sound better than it has in many years, is a very rewarding experience for me. At the end of the day, think about that you've made an impact on somebody's life in a positive way. I made such an impact on people's lives in a negative way for many years. So I'm kind of trying to make up for that. And this is such a great avenue for me to be able to do that.
Oh,